over the last couple of years, our primary customer acquisition channel has been the Seen and Unseen podcast, right? Because Amit Verma was a subscriber of ours, and he shared it with his, his cohort of people who were
Okay.
part of the clear writing community, and a bunch of people signed up. So he said, why not, do this in a more formal, organized way? So let's put up a spot on his podcast. And to be honest, the way he talks about it, it's more like a testimonial than a commercial spot, because he's been through it himself, right? So a lot of people actually sign up from there as well. So these are people who are interested in long form podcasts, and Amit Verma's podcasts are like 4.5 5 hours long, right?
Right.
So people understand the value of expanding their worldview by reading from varied sources. So that helps, because these are people who are almost self-selected, right? Somebody who's listening to a 4 hour long podcast over the weekend knows that, yeah, I need to do this, and they're not really, pushing for this, quick 2 minute noodle kind of
Right. Right.
news cycle.
I, I think you're going after a very niche audience, right? I
Yes.
think you've cracked that because education in itself in India is limited to either tuitions or
Yeah.
to getting into IITs and getting into government jobs and so forth, right?
Correct. Correct.
There's
Yeah.
nothing else to it.
Yeah.
Hardly people are going to pay for, someone curating articles so that my knowledge increases. So,
Right.
hats off to you guys, with what you've done. Now, I was actually coming to this question of the growth. So, the first initially you said you had people coming in via word of mouth,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Just one question. You started with 24 subscribers in 2018.
Right.
Any ballpark figure where you stand today across all your compounds?
We have, I think, 600 plus subscribers now across all our compounds. We
Okay.
probably have around, 20 odd subscribers who are on their fifth or sixth season now. So each season is around 6 months. So these are people who have been, continuing from the first two, three. So from carbon, oxygen, those kind of, groups are also there.
Okay.
And then over the last year, we started these smaller compounds, which are more focused on things like digital trends and future stack.
Right.
So because people
Right.
said, yeah, this is great. I really value what you are doing. But can you, do something more specific? In fact,
Okay.
Ridiculous, which is the compound for kids, that also came as a demand from our customers. They said, we want our children to get started.
Right.
They are great at reading fiction, and they're probably now at that stage where they should start reading nonfiction. Can you suggest us, because otherwise they just get lost. Nonfiction seems so boring, they get turned off, and then they never come back to nonfiction till they're 30. So can we
Right.
introduce them to nonfiction in a good, interesting way? So that's
Right.
how
Right.
Ridiculous also happened. So yeah, these are, and we keep experimenting, we keep trying out different
Right. Right.
themes for these shorter
Right.
compounds.
Okay, but Harish, tell me something. So you started with 24. You said that the growth came from word of mouth as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Now you've also mentioned Amit Verma's podcast as
right.
a major growth
Yeah.
acquisition channel. Anything else that you guys have done to kind of get more subscribers in?
To be honest, we tried a few things. We tried to speak to other, podcast hosts, because this was working very well. We tried small experiments. None of them worked, to be honest. We didn't get a single sign up from any of the other podcasts. We tried a few newsletters as well, and these were good, interesting newsletters. But
Okay.
somehow none of them worked. So we said, fine, this is what it is. This is what it is. We tried a bit of digital marketing as well. Again,
Right.
I don't know if our efforts were not directed well, or if this product doesn't lend itself to customer acquisition through digital marketing. But again, that was not something which worked for us. So we said we'll just stick to word of mouth. We keep telling our subscribers, present and past, that yeah, we are launching new compounds. A lot of times
Right.
people come back, and Amit's
Podcast.
podcast is one steady source
So
of signups for us.
okay, okay. How many resubs that you've seen? That is like from the initial people that sign up
Hmm,
with you.
hmm, hmm.
Same, any percentage that you guys have calculated that these 67% people keep on coming back or something like that?
So I'll probably end up giving a very ballpark figure for this. Out of 600 plus, there must be at least say 400 who are either subscribing for the next season of Daily Reader or subscribing to a different compound. So these are people who were started off on Daily Reader. They said, "Yeah, this is great. I want to do Future Stack now. Okay, Future Stack digital trends. Let me do that, or let me sign up for Iconic India for my kid." That
Right,
way, but maybe 400, maybe 300, I don't have the exact number, but it is
right,
a significant number of people who see, because what happens is when they sign up, right, there is a lot of friction, and very deliberately there is a lot of friction, right? If you look at price point, and if you look at the whole process, we tell you first you have to read every day, be
right.
prepared for this. So it's a big call that people
Yes,
are taking. So once they
right,
come on to the other side, they realize that, yeah, this is a good thing, whatever I'm doing, right? So the logic of having a frictionful onboarding process is good in that way, because we did not want it to be a 200 rupees sign up and then you forget
right,
about it, right? Because you don't
right.
value it if it is
Exactly.
that low. Because you're
Right.
signing up at this amount, it has to be a very thought through decision. And again,
Exactly.
that was we deliberated on it and got to this. I think when we started, the price was 3,000 in 2018.
Okay. Okay.
And now we are at 10K. So it
Then.
was very deliberate to keep ratcheting it up.
Right, right, right. Yeah, that's very true. People, whoever is paying that kind of money will be very invested in
Yes.
kind of being involved
Yeah,
in
yeah,
this,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it, like you said, that friction